Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel and Angela, and on this podcast that I have for you today, I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about the Jezebel spirit and how the Jezebel spirit is a storyteller. The Jezebel spirit is a storyteller, you guys. I know I made another podcast on the narcissist being a storyteller, but these people, they're alike in many ways, and empaths are people that they control, that they play with, that they use for their amusement. They think everything is funny. They think that because you don't know yourself yet, they can basically puppet you around until you wake up and you see what it is that, they've been doing. And even when they reveal themselves to you, sometimes they even reveal themselves to you, right? And it's a form of abuse, manipulation, because the only reason they're exposing parts of themselves is so that you can let your guard down. And even what they're saying to you, even if it makes sense, even if it they're giving you accurate information, they don't really care. It's all about the storyline, the fact that you're upset, the fact that you're even getting together and giving them energy to talk, the fact that you're forgiving, or you're looking up to them because you feel like they're good people because maybe they looked out for you. See, the Jezebel needs control. This is why she's a storyteller. The Jezebel spirit always reveals certain truths in her stories, but the story is never really what you think. So, if they're telling you they struggled and, things that you can relate to, a lot of times they're telling you these things because they already know you can relate to these things. They're studying you just like the narcissist studies, people that they feel are vulnerable. The Jezebel thinks it's cute when they know you've went through certain things and you really want to be a good person and have the type of life that you dreamed of. They're looking at you like, you want to live a fairy tale life. And because of this, I can tell you stories where you're going to empathize with me, but that's not really the case for me, because I have people that help me. I have people that follow me. I have friends that look up to me. I have people that want to be and look like me. So it's a joke to the Jezebel spirit, because she pretends to be an empath who has been through abuse. And even if that's the case, they're using their looks, they're using, their storytelling to get them out of situations that they created for themselves that are not really real. They're non-existent, because if they were to just humble themselves, where an empath is always humble and gets treated messed up, the Jezebel spirit, all she needs to do is humble herself, and all these people that she's trying to control will bow down, because they won't want to feel like they're just being used and not getting any love in return. The Jezebel is very cunning, in the way that she moves, in the way that she laughs at others. Everything is a joke to her, her putting herself in really bad situations, getting pulled over drunk, her going to jail, every situation the Jezebel spirit goes through. A lot of times she doesn't really care about the situation that she's in, and she doesn't care who's the person helping her out of that situation, because she already automatically feels like someone's going to help her, so an empath can someone who's an empath is going to be feeling like lost in the world, because you're like, No one wants to help me. No one feels sorry for me. No one, they don't even treat me like I'm a real person, or certain people try to emasculate you because the Jezebel spirit is very feminine a lot of times, in the way that she moves, right? So, she uses her charm, she uses her looks, and then she laughs at everything like it's a joke. She gets you in situations to get you in trouble, and then she puts the blame on you. Her demeanor changes. She goes from being sour and someone who talks badly about strangers and people to all of a sudden she's the perfect person. Now she's saying that you're saying things that you're not even saying. Now she's portraying like she's the victim. When Jezebels get together in families, friendships, groups, they go against the empath. So they can be doing the most horrible things, the most horrible crimes. They can be out here using people, getting into trouble, and they'll sit there and point the finger at you. They'll make people focus on you while they're going through hell, but they know that they created that hell and they actually enjoy that hell. So it doesn't mean anything to them because it's very humorous to them. They almost have like a demeanor where it's basically like, I'm bored right now, so this is why I'm using you as a primary supply, but really I'm bored with you. I really don't want to be here. And you're thinking, well, go home. Go back to your mothers, right? Go back to your family. Go back to your daddy. Go back to the people that love you. And they're making up stories about people, as that they feel like you will feel empathy for them because it's something that happens every day. So they'll tell you, my mother's jealous of me, or all these stories. And a lot of times the people around them just want to feel loved, appreciated, because they feel like, I do so much for you and you don't really care about these things. You feel like it should be given to you because you didn't ask to be here. So she triangulates people, and she's very cunning, and she's very observant, and she's very manipulating, because everything that she does, it's premeditated. Like, she goes into situations premeditating how she's going to destroy everyone. So if she can get control over you, meaning that she can befriend you, and she can love bomb you by buying you things. So you might come around a Jezebel spirit as a friend, and you think to yourself, she has nothing to gain from this, right? But just her hanging around you, your positive energy force, and studying you as an empath, studying how you move, studying your train of thought. She wants to know why you're able to attract energy to you. So she studies you. She tries to have some type of etiquette, certain things she starts changing about herself, because she's like, hey, if this is working for you, I'll do it, but I don't really want to do it. I don't really want to behave that way. Everything she's mimicking, she's copying. She's copying from empaths. And this is why when she is easily able to love bomb a supply by the stories that she tells, maybe stories of abuse, stories of neglect, whatever her story is, she doesn't really care about what happened to her. Just like the narcissist will tell you their stories, their whole thing is storytelling to have control over you so that you can start oversharing. And once you start oversharing, to her, to the Jezebel spirit, because she's a storyteller, it's like, you're doing exactly what she wants, because now it's like, you're telling me all about yourself, all because I love bombed you, all because I bought you some things. I pretended to be a good friend. I paid for dinner, So they'll do things, but at the same time, they're learning from you. Just like a narcissist, you can, be dealing with a low-grade narcissist, and, they come around you, your family, they start seeing how, people in, society, function, and they're learning from you. They're taking notes, and at the same time, they don't respect you. They're just using information. They're using game. They want to be around real people, and then they think that they're the realest. They think that they're cut from a different cloth. And then they'll start saying things that real people say, but the real people are the people who are trying to stay away from people like them. And then they play this role, they storytell this role like they're the victim. They're the ones who've been through it because people have messed with them. But a lot of those things they created because they thought it was humorous. They thought it was funny. They needed a story to tell to their family, their friends. They needed to triangulate people. They needed to stir up the pot. They needed to, have people in a state of mind where they're fearful or their mind is stuck on the wrong thing so that they can storytell a situation to make you feel as if they're a good person so that anytime they need you, you're there for them. The Jezebel spirit is a soulless person that, only thinks of themselves and leeches onto people to get energy out of them. So if you're friends with them, they're taking energy from you. If you're in a relationship with them, they're taking energy from you. Whether you're an empath or a narcissist, they're taking energy. And a lot of times you'll see that they'll behave based off of the narcissist, people in their life that they seemed to not be able to control. They'll take on and mirror certain things about these people. And that's where you'll start to see that the stories change because now they're asking you for help. So these Jezebel spirits storytell, they love bomb. Then, they want you to have their back, and then they start they're expecting you as an empath because you're a good person to naturally just want to give back, right? And if they see that, if the Jezebel spirit sees that you're basically giving them the same energy as they're giving you. So if you're going, back and forth, you do this for me, you do that for me. If you make it transactional because you're dealing with a transactional person, they don't like that. They want you to just bow down. So they're going to tell you, we don't have to do the back and forth. It's okay, and they'll continue love bombing you so that eventually when they start showing you that life isn't really what they're making it to be, that everything they've been telling you about their life is a story, they're saying things to make their life look more abundant and happy. But in reality, these Jezebel spirits, they're always tormented. They're always in confusion. They never know what they want. They never think rational. This is why they always like to have empaths around to attract a mate, to attract supply, so that when they attract supply, that supply is mesmerized by the Jezebel spirit's physical form. Where in your case, you might not feel like, you're not the total package because you are, but the Jezebel spirit just has certain cosmetic things that you might not have that will draw someone, someone who's a weak person right in, to the point that they don't even care about that person's mind. They don't care about the Jezebel spirit's mind. They're just looking at the physical form, where with you, it's like, they're attracted to you. You're just a normal girl, you're a normal woman. And, your beauty standards are, simple, classy, or, and things of that nature, but you know how to switch it up, right? When you want to, and you feel like there's a time and place for everything, you know, based on events. But the Jezebel spirit doesn't feel like that. She feels like at all times, attention has to be on her. So at all times, she'll overly sexualize herself. And when you're searching for a good source of supply, a lot of narcissists, they're not trying to be with a Jezebel spirit. They're looking for you because they know that you're in the middle. You can have seducing ways to you, but you're not overly sexualized where if you stop talking for a day or a couple days or there's an argument, you're not just going to go and sleep with the next person. So this is why the narcissist does not trust the Jezebel spirit. And these people cling on to each other until they have nothing left. And then they go out and do the same things to others. So that this is why when you're dealing with a narcissist, they tell you stories. They're very clingy. And it's the same Jezebel energy where you'll see that, you know, maybe when the Jezebel spirit and the narcissist were together, the Jezebel spirit was doing things that were overly narcissistic, where it was like, you know, to the point where they're storytelling to get what they want from people, meaning that every time the Jezebel spirit goes somewhere, to the store, anywhere, to a restaurant, she's trying to see, how can I pay half off? You know, she goes shopping, you know, she'll rip off a button off of a shirt and say, hey, can I get a discount for this shirt because there's a button missing? You know, she goes out to dinner. Hey, you know, can I speak to a manager? You know, the service was really bad, horrible. Can I get a gift card for next time? Because this was a inconvenience for me, because it's all about me. And the narcissist likes the benefits of being with the Jezebel spirit because she's very sneaky, very conniving. But the narcissist is jealous because they cannot get away with those type of things. So what the narcissist tries to do when they're with an empath is that they know that you're loyal. They know that you won't betray them. So what they do is they try to instill some of those same characteristics from the Jezebel spirit. So this is where you'll hear them say things like, you know, people that I'm around, they would have got a discount. They would have spoken up and got a discount. And it's not that you're not willing to speak up for yourself, because you have your own mind and you're always going to speak up for yourself, but you're not willing to tell stories and storytell. So the empath basically has the type of value and honor. You know, the empath's an honorable person. You're not going to want to hurt and get someone in trouble or, you know, be the cause of someone's pain. You're not willing to go out somewhere on a Saturday night knowing, hey, it's Saturday night, it's crowded. You expect it to be crowded, and you don't make it about yourself like you're VIP or you're special, because there's a lot of people here who might think they're special too, but at the end of the day, guess what? You decided to come out. But the Jezebel spirit, because they're so used to that Jezebel spirit storytelling, then if you're dealing with the narcissist, as soon as you get there, they're projecting that onto you. They're impatient, and you're like, just enjoy the vibe, just enjoy life, just relax, you know, just, you know, it's okay, you know, enjoy your meal or enjoy your champagne. Like you are very calm. The empath is very calm about their demeanor, where the Jezebel spirit is not calm at all. She makes everything about her, and she'll start complaining right away. Very impatient, very demanding, and sometimes, you know, they pretend to be charming. Hey, thank you, doll. Thank you, hun. Thank you, sweetie. You know, it's like very aggressive, and at the same time, they're trying to act polite. They're trying to tell you what they think you want to hear because they've been around empaths. So, the Jezebel spirit, you guys, is a storyteller. Everywhere that she goes to the DMV and she has to pay, maybe some tickets off of a car or something that, someone maybe gave to her, gifted to her. And anything that she can do to lessen the price, she will story tell. She will tell you, she will include her children. She will story tell about anyone. She'll make up people that don't exist. That's something that you will believe the Jezebel storyteller, because when she speaks and she says things, you are thinking to yourself, like, the normal person wouldn't lie about certain things, but they're full of it the whole time. So once you know the Jezebel spirit's nature, how she is, how she love bombs, with friendships, and this is why many people follow her around. They always go after like empaths that, the Jezebel feels are beneath her. They feel like, okay, I got, a circle of people to do whatever I want. They like the power and control they have over their friends and their friends' lives. And this is why they're even willing to take your husband, your wife, away, because they're looking at it like whoever you can whoever you can go and find to fall in love with you, based on your personality, because of your morals, it becomes a competition. The storytelling is for competition. So, these people will, they'll try to boost your confidence, as a friend, as a family member, but they only boost it so that they can bring you down. So if you're dealing with family, they're storytelling, pretending, the Jezebel spirits are pretending like they want to help you. They're there for you. They want you to succeed in life. But right when you get close to success, they're going to make up a story in order to bring you down and to make you react, because it's humorous to them, because they feel like you wouldn't have made it without them helping you anyway. They feel like, hey, everyone just needs someone that, believes in them. And I know that that's all you basically needed, and that's why I helped you, but I'm going to bring you down because my children aren't as intelligent as you, or, my kids don't treat me the way you treat your parents. So the Jezebel spirit is someone who is a storyteller, a very dangerous person. They'll tell people that you were physically abusive with them. They'll tell people that you said things that you never said. If you get into an argument with this person, you could think this person is your best friend. The moment you get into an argument with these people and that you go against them in their mind, or they just, they pretend like they accept your personality, but they secretly don't. There's secretly things they don't like. And they know that you're the type of person that, hey, if you don't like who I am, I'm not going to be bothered by you. And if they, it becomes a game to them. It becomes a game to them. So they think that if they charm you and they story tell and they play the victim and they tell you half stories of things that are happening to them, they think that you're going to forever bow down to them. So the moment that you do finally, come across situations where you just don't agree with them, or you tell them, hey, it seems like something else is going on, or it seems like you over exaggerated, now it's like you've became the enemy, instead of them being rational. And they will overstep boundaries. They'll go and tell people things about you just because you caught them in a lie, or if you have a different perspective, they're just kind of like dismissive of your perspective, even though their perspective makes no sense. So they will shut down your perspective. And then if you say something like, oh, you're dumb because you're not open-minded. Like, that's weird. You say something like that to them, they're going to flip out on you. You called me stupid. You said that I wasn't a good parent. You said that I'm not a good person. And you'll be like, what? I didn't say that. But then that's because that's their intentions, to tell other people that you said that. So they'll say it to your face. They'll say the lies that they're getting ready to tell other people, and they'll say it to your face. They'll story tell a whole lie before they go tell other people, and you're sitting there arguing with them. I didn't say that. I didn't do that. And it's funny to them because they're getting ready to story tell and create chaos, even though they came for you and you didn't come for them. You weren't even thinking about these people. You don't even think about them. So the moment that you confront a Jezebel spirit about what she said or what she did, because she was trying to sabotage you, she'll say, oh no, I told everyone you were an asset to the company. But yet how are you an asset to the company, but you're telling people that I don't do anything? So they're giving compliments like they actually like you, but at the same time, because they don't want to look like haters, at the same time, they're trying to make it seem like I like this person, but they're just not, I do more work than them. Meanwhile, they're mad because you have a perfect schedule. You have good pay. They're really jealous. They're really envious, but they secretly don't want to tell you that. They want to be in charge. They want to be in a higher position, and they don't even know how much you truly get paid. They don't even know your connections. They don't even know that you network. They don't even know that you've been around. They're just jumping to conclusions because they want so badly to have control. So if they see that if they think that you have no control, they go ahead and they try to take it. And then once they realize that once they realize that they don't have control over the situation the way they thought they did, they get mad because now they discovered that you have the power to have control. You just choose not to. So they are almost like shocked because they're storytelling to take control, but you have already won everyone's heart with your kindness to the point where they're telling you what's going on. They're giving you hints. They're telling you things, and you're just holding on to all of this information while you're watching the Jezebel destroy herself, trying to destroy you. So the Jezebel spirit is a storyteller. She's always trying to play games, trying to get over on people, trying to get over on good people, good women, good men, their own children. Their own children don't even like them most of the time. Most of the time when the Jezebel spirit has children, their children do not listen to them. Their children it almost seems like their children control them. And it's like the Jezebel spirit almost allows it because they know that their children are mimicking them. So they're aware of it, and that's why they allow them to get over and get away with it, because they feel like one day you're going to be like me, even though you hate me. And they're hoping that once you get to where you get to in life, that you'll come back and take care of them and look out for them and understand them more and understand who they are and why they storytell. And they're like, in this game of life, I play dirty. You know, the Jezebel spirit plays dirty. The Jezebel spirit is the type of spirit that will either withhold sex from you, intimacy. They'll withhold things, promising you things. You might be someone who wants to get married, right? The Jezebel spirit will withhold sex while she's having sex with narcissists and pretty much everyone. Or the Jezebel spirit will love bomb you with sex immediately. That's part of her love bombing. It's the fact that she can have sex with you immediately and not feel sorry. And then she'll tell you, I haven't had sex in a year. And you're like, well, who did you have sex with last? Oh, someone I was in a serious relationship with. So then this is why people, when you come across a narcissist, because they're so used to being with the Jezebel spirit, they start projecting those things onto you. So they're like, I don't believe that you've been celibate for a year. I don't even believe you had an ex-boyfriend that you were in a serious relationship with and broke your heart. You're trying to act like you're an empath who got played and you're searching for something real. No, you're not. You're a Jezebel spirit. And if you're not, I'm still going to take out what other people owe me on you. So a lot of the traits that empaths have are narcissistic sometimes and can come off that way, especially when someone has pushed your buttons and you're reacting, you're defending yourself. You're reacting because you're defending yourself from people who are storytelling. But the Jezebel spirit defends herself while knowing that she's storytelling all the time. Like literally all the time. If you're around a Jezebel spirit, you basically, when you're around them, you can't even believe anything that they say. Anything that they say, it could be the smallest thing, and your mind will just be like, she's lying. She's lying. And people become so paranoid because the Jezebel spirit, everything is intentional. The love bomb is intentional. The sex immediately is very intentional. It's like, I need to make sure that you have this thrill inside of you. I have to do things to you that no one else has done to you. I have to figure out what other people have done to you so that I can make you think about me even when I'm not around you. So they'll put you in a love spell. Meanwhile, the person that maybe you were supposed to end up with, someone who's not perfect, who's not drop dead gorgeous like the Jezebel spirit, someone who is decent, loving, who has standards, who's mature, who's spiritual, has so many good qualities. But you're so busy looking at the physical form of the Jezebel spirit, and then you realize that looks just don't cut it. Having an actual personality and laughing and smiling and being authentic and having good, really, really good, vulnerable, loving moments, protecting your relationships actually have more value than anything else in the world, because there's no telling what would happen if you're up or down, right? Who's going to be standing next to you. So you realize that those things are not actually easy to find. And the Jezebel spirit will basically come in and they'll try to, their whole purpose is to defeat you from becoming the kind of man you want to be. Their purpose is to defeat that, just like the narcissist's purpose is to get you pregnant and do things so that you can look like you lived a fast life, or you could look like, you might be one of those women that are still messing with their ex, so that other people can just, almost like withhold trust from you because of the Jezebel spirit. So they want to give you reasons to make you look like them. And this is why you'll see that, certain people will click up and, will be storytellers all together because they're going along with that Jezebel spirit that is controlling everyone. So the Jezebel spirit does not feel bad about love bombing you into sex and doing things that you've never done before, and being very taking being bougie, if that's the word. They take it to a whole nother level. Their self-love, they take it to a very, very dark place. Like, an empath self-love is something selfless. You let yourself go. You let God. It's God's plan, right? But with the Jezebel spirit, her amusement, her joy is telling people off, making people feel small, showing them, hey, this is my value. They're like demanding it from people, where the empath doesn't demand it because the empath already knows and doesn't feel like you need to show people how much you love yourself, because people can automatically just tell. But it's like they have to story tell so that you can believe that they are who they say they are. This is why a lot of times, you'll even have spiritual Jezebel spirits, or Jezebel spirits that get into witchcraft, where they start storytelling by reading your cards, and storytelling, by burning sage around the house after, having a strip pole in the middle of the room, and dancing in front of their toddler. So, they portray to be an empath, but everything is nothing but a story. So just as the narcissist will sit there and cry and plead for you to come back and promise you, weddings and all type of things and a happily ever after, the Jezebel spirit will do the same. And this is why it will throw you off when their mood changes and you're thinking they're sad about one thing that they're telling you about, but they're really crying because they can't get control over that narcissist. There'll be moments where the Jezebel spirit is vulnerable, depressed, or sad, and it'll throw you off into thinking that they're an empath and they're like any other empath woman. But that's part of the game, that you will lose your mind dealing with these type of people. And then you'll say, like, I'll never be with another woman again. Like, women are crazy, and that's because certain women are acting on impulse because they've been played by a narcissist who is running that game on them, or a person that was behaving in a narcissist way because they were so in love with the Jezebel spirit that they played an innocent person along the road, So it happens, where you could be dealing with someone who's an empath, but the difference is that an empath is not going to want to stick around you for so long, for years, while chasing the Jezebel spirit. So a lot of times you have to think about it, that narcissist is clicking up with the Jezebel spirit, and they're basically rolling and rolling and rolling till the wheels fall off. And that's when they already have, second plans. They already have a backup. They're already like, hey, I'm ready for the after hours. I already have a second plan. I already have a whole story to tell, to create another storyline. So these people are storytellers, and you can't believe anything they say. And when you choose not to believe anything they say, the Jezebel spirit, she doesn't care about admitting who she is, that she'll tell you who she is, and she won't feel bad about it. She's just like, okay, what do you want to do now? Yes, she's not embarrassed that she's a storyteller, because in her eyes, it's like, I get what I want. She uses anyone, everyone, any person. She can go into a damn liquor store and seduce someone into giving her free things or connections. She tells stories, to get what she wants at all times. Just like I've told you guys in another video, that narcissists, they are always thinking of doing wicked things every single day. Like, they have to do something wicked every single day, meaning that even if they don't leave the house, they have to go on the internet and leave hateful comments somewhere. Like, it's something in them that needs to be fueled, right? So when you're dealing with the Jezebel spirit, she knows that she can use her body to, get men. And sometimes the Jezebel spirit might not be attractive. A lot of attractive women are Jezebel spirits. A lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And there's a couple of real ones in the bunch that are using the actual Jezebel spirit, but they're actually empaths. They're using the Jezebel spirit as well, but they're actually empaths. But a lot of attractive women are Jezebel spirits, because at a young age, they learned how to use men, women, people for what they can use them for. They know that people see them and they see an innocent little girl, and in their mind, they're thinking to themselves, I'm anything but that. I know what you see when you look at me. I know what you think. I know you think I'm just going through a stage in my life where I'm just a little bit rebellious. But this is a forever thing. I'm not going to change. Anyone around me has to accept this. And it's not, it's not bad to have your own tribe. But the thing is that these people are very calculating. And because they have so much bad energy, this is another thing with the Jezebel storyteller. Every time she's lying to you, bad things are happening to you. Every time she's lying to you, you're getting warning signs from the universe. You're in the car breaks down, and she's not making that situation any better. She's doing so much that it's actually exhausting. It's not a big deal. You're willing to wait for AAA and just wait. I don't have time for this. They should have been here already. And then when the person gets there, they're snapping at the person, and you're thinking like, oh, heck no. And then they're pulling their charm. I'm so sorry. I was just so nervous. It just gets me so nervous when I'm in the middle of nowhere. They know that they piss people off, and then they switch it up right away. They're storytellers. Another thing that you witness is that, they act like they're real positive, outgoing people. They want to network. They want to be positive people, a positive force for the world. And, the moment they feel comfortable with you, they switch on you. They'll come in, they'll be acting moody with you, and you'll know right away, the Jezebel has been talking about me. She's been opening up her big mouth talking about me, because she can't even look me in the eyes anymore. Or if she does it with a smirk. When she didn't get the satisfaction of accomplishing what she wanted, to turn people on you, when that doesn't work, her whole demeanor changes. And it confuses people to thinking that they're playing, or thinking maybe they were just scared and they just overreacted. But the Jezebel spirit is basically like still looking at them like, how dare you? How dare you make me wait? And then they're mad. Then, I need to go get a new tire. They're at the tire shop. They're mad at the person putting the tire. Oh, hurry up. How long is this going to take? How much money is, I'll give you extra money. The Jezebel spirit's like, I got extra money. I have money. I get what I want. Here, do I have to give you an extra $20? Hurry up. Very entitled. Very entitled. And even, Jezebel spirits that are not, fully attractive, it's like, they don't care. They don't care. They could be old. They could be 90 years old. And guess what? They're just like, I'm going to story tell to get what I want, but in a different form. They're talking to you about their life, how hard they worked, all these different stories. And they're just stories. They're not telling you about the narcissist that they were with and how they were sneaking around with them while being with your grandfather, making it seem like, oh no, when I realized that narcissist was evil, just like me, I knew I couldn't be with him forever. I needed someone to bow down to me. So I made up stories to your grandfather about who I am. And he believed it, and I copied every single empath that has class, who has mannerism, who has morals. I copied them, But then they don't give any credit to those people. And they just want to feel the flattery. So I hope that this message, you guys, on the Jezebel spirit, I know I'm always talking about the narcissist, but the Jezebel spirit is definitely someone that you just have to watch out for, because you might befriend this person and, the moment that she brings you around her cult, she only brought you around her cult so that her cult can destroy you. And if people feel like you're a likable person, it's competition, so she wants you around, but she wants you around to play a game. You'll be charmed by, these type of people, especially when you're dealing with attractive Jezebel spirits. And, eventually something, a lot of times you don't even have to wait a long time. Something tells you from the start something's wrong. Or you just give it a chance, even though it's weird because they're attractive. And eventually it just gets weirder and weirder. They want all your time, or if not, they're just coming, being intimate with you and then leaving. Like they're just using you for intimacy. And it's like they sleep around where it's almost like it's not a big deal. It's like, yeah, I just slept with you, and I only slept with you because I want you to stay in line while I'm with the person that I really like. But I just need you over here because I know you're a good person, and I have to keep my control over you just in case I need you, because this other person wouldn't do the things that you would do for me. And this is why some of these Jezebel spirits will get pregnant even by other men and then make you sign the birth certificate so that you can, pay them child support. And the whole time they know all of the storytelling that they're doing. So if you're not in that situation, or you dodged that bullet, give yourself a hug, tap yourself in the back, because this is someone you do not want to have children with. This is someone that will use your children as pawns. And if they can't use your children, or if they, got with a narcissist and made a bad choice by having children with the narcissist that they know wasn't going to do anything, they're so pissed at the choices that they made that they take it out on their kids. So I'm sending you guys lots of love. If you guys want to book a session with me, my booking information is on the description box. Just give me 24 hours, you guys. As always, I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace in your healing journey. And I will talk to you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.